Hi Aries, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for the end of December and into January. It is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. If this one doesn't resonate, definitely check out your other placements. It is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone who watches. So we're going to get into your recent past, your current energy, and the near future, and then we'll take a peek at what's going on with your person and you and see what's happening in that department. So if you are returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for all of your support. If you are new, welcome. I hope you'll stay. If you'd like a personal reading, that information is in the description box below or in my About section of my channel. Okay, so let's see what's going on for you guys. Oh, I've seen a lot of cards that might... Let's see if they come out, because I don't want to speak too soon. All right, so we just had a flyer. Okay, so I saw the Four of Wands, the Three of Swords in reverse, and the Ten of Swords while I was shuffling. And it makes sense that the Queen of Swords is coming out in the recent past. So there's been some clarity. If something has been weighing on your mind, it doesn't matter if this is something from 10 years ago. I feel like there's a part of you that has finally gotten over it, working through it. For some of you, it could have just been a long-term relationship, but it feels like it was a marriage or someone that you had lived with, just something that was difficult to process. And the Queen of Swords says, yeah, you're cutting through whatever that BS was, and you're finally going to hopefully release it so that you can move forward. It doesn't even matter if you're in a current relationship. That past one feels like it's being triggered, or it may have just recently. All right, so let's see. With the Queen of Swords, then we have the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, something that you realized finally that you had given a whole lot of your energy to. It could have been even financially that you felt, I just heard, taken advantage of. That's probably just going to be for a few of you. But it was most definitely someone I feel like you felt was a true partner, a true friend. I feel like there's a lot of disappointment. Yeah, and then the Five of Pentacles came flying out in the current energy. This is great. I have to say, I know a lot of these readings repeat themselves about releasing old energies, but this is good because if there was something that triggered your abandonment issues, if you have them, which most people do, then this is what you're getting through. You're working through currently in this energy. It's like there's no more time for it. I just think you had to finally cut out the energy of the person in general, because you realized that you just gave everything you had. And it doesn't necessarily feel like they didn't try to give back, but there was definitely not balance there. Okay, so the Five of Pentacles, and then we have, the Ace of Swords. So this is great. This is some true clarity coming to you. And then the Devil in reverse. Yep, you're walking away from anything that felt toxic or triggered toxic feelings for you. I love this. This is flowing so well. The Nine of Wands in the near future. That's you on the other side of it with the Nine of Pentacles. Damn, Aries. And then the Six of Wands. So such amazing transformation. Such a, wow, I'm on the other side of this. Now the overall energy, look at that. The Three of Cups. Probably one of the best readings I've done in a while, where it really feels like cleared energy. The Three of Cups is so many different things. I feel like this is celebrating yourself, not just celebrating with other people. Even if they don't realize, you may have walked away from somebody who was so incredibly disconnected, didn't know themselves very well. And now you realize, oh, what a relief this is for me to get to this place, because you don't want to bring that energy into any kind of other relationships that you have. Clearly that person did not see what you brought to the table. They couldn't. They weren't able to. They were more of a lesson than they were anything else. And it was around your emotions. So it could be, in some cases, that it tests your mental capacity. But in this case, I'm going to say it really tested you emotionally. And on the other side of that comes in the Sun. So you could have been dealing with a Leo. I'm going to say a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. There's a lot of that energy as well. Specifically Gemini and Capricorn. And then Leo, Sag, Aries. There is also Cap, Taurus, and Virgo, so it could be anyone. But on the other side of this is such joy and celebration around, wow, that's a big thing to overcome. It just feels like a huge thing. I feel a lot lighter. It got you from a place of being stuck or feeling like you were stuck into finding joy again. All right, so let's get into the recent past. Clearly with the Queen of Swords, you have gotten good at, I want to say really good at cutting through any kind of BS, especially with friendships that were also taking too much, because the center energy is saying that you give of yourself so freely. And that's a wonderful quality to have, but we need to recognize who's worth giving that energy to and who's not. And if somebody doesn't appreciate you, then they need to go. So that's what I feel like you did in the past. You really are cleaning out your spiritual energy, your energy field, energies around you, people, work people, all kinds of different relationships seem to be clearing from you that you feel like you gave too much to. All right, so again, kind of repetitive, but the Five of Pentacles says, yes, you're walking away from probably some abandonment issues, but also just abandoning anything that wasn't going to feel like it's balanced in your life. So the clarity's coming now. And it could be that you just had that epiphany moment and you realized, yeah, I've been on this journey for a while of trying to figure this all out. But then all of a sudden you just have a moment where it really does make sense. You could have gone and seen, I bring this up in my personal readings, if there is something from your childhood that is a difficult memory, a difficult relationship with a parent, you came into this life to experience that, and they were the ones who started off the path for you. So it will be clearing up those karmic relationships and shifting into something new, finding you, finding what makes you happy, and becoming the person that you truly want to be outside of the confinements of what you may have experienced in a previous life. There could have been a lot of toxicity, codependency, things like that you just no longer want to hold on to. And you could be doing this for yourself as well. I just heard somebody's quitting smoking. So whatever that may be for you, you have finally come to this place of, I'm just not doing it anymore. Now, in the near future, you are on the other side of it with all of those wonderful lessons behind you. And this is where you stand now. And there's so much that's coming towards you in the near future. You're riding away from this in a sense, saying, I know who I am. I ride away with me. Nobody else, just me. Because the focus can be specifically on yourself. There's nothing selfish about that. We have to learn that in this life. We have to learn that it's okay to look out for ourselves. We have to first before we can take care of or be there for other people. Now, I wanted to bring up something about a work situation. If you're feeling like you've given too much in that, that's something else I think you're getting the clarity about, and you may be deciding that you need to finally move on. That's not going to be for everybody. It's just a couple of you that maybe by the new year you've decided enough is enough. And I know that I'm worth more than that, because the Nine of Pentacles can be about self-worth as well. And when you start taking action with that, this is definitely an action card, you will find that there's so much better on the other side of it. All right, so let's clarify and see what's specifically going on with the Queen of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. This is for Aries, please. Okay. So then we have the Ace of Swords, where you didn't have the clarity, you get it in the current energy. So something was still eluding you just a bit in the past. Maybe to you it felt so natural to give, and that was okay because that's just who you are. But really understanding how to balance that out can be tough. If it's just who you've always been, shifting that about yourself is difficult, especially when you realize that you're going to have to let go of people who have been in your life for a very long time, especially a friendship, that it feels strongly about friendship, or even a partnership, a work relationship, where you didn't realize just how much this person took advantage. And then we have the Six of Wands, because that was creating obstacles for you. It was creating scenarios where you never felt like you could get ahead of things. You felt like you could never, I don't want to say win, because we're not trying to win in our relationships, but sometimes we feel like we can't win, right? No matter how much we do, it just doesn't seem to work out. It's going to pertain to both relationships and your work situation. So let's look at the Five of Pentacles with the Ace of Swords. And there's the Nine of Pentacles again. This is such a clear message for you. It is all about you figuring out what's going to be best for you first and what's going to create that kind of stability in your life where you feel independent. You're sure of what you want. You're sure of the next move. Feeling good about the direction you're going as far as maybe choices around your finances, things like that. You're not going to hold on to any old belief systems. That's what you're releasing, which frees you and puts you in a place where you can really take back control of your life. All right, so the Ace of Swords and the Devil in reverse. Yes, and then we have, I'm getting really excited in this reading. It's such a good one. So the Empress is taking back control. She knows exactly who she is, what she wants. Look at these two together. She's beautiful. Right? Masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. So there's an attractiveness about you. You care about your physical well-being. You care about how you appear to the world. Things like that are great as long as they don't affect how you feel about yourself. In other words, if there are things from the outside world that tend to possibly trigger a little bit of your insecurities, which we all have, this is saying you're getting beyond that and just appreciating who you are as the person that you are now versus where you may have felt like, okay, is there something wrong with me? Am I not doing enough? No, it's not about you. It's about learning that other people will take advantage when you do offer yourself up. When you stand in your truth and you stand in your power, that's what creates the most significant independent energy. And it doesn't mean you have to be without a partner to be independent. You can be that within your relationships. And that really is the balance that we're trying to find in this new Aquarian energy, this age of Aquarius. I'm going to say specifically the feminine energies, not that I'm excluding the masculine, you're definitely stepping up. I mean, we're in a new era. There are a lot of women who don't want to do things the way that they were told to us. In other words, getting married, settling down, having children, doing things like that. So if you're that type of person, you could just be like, I'm unapologetic about who I am. So if you don't like this or this doesn't work for you, then that's cool. Moving on. If they don't, if people are projecting a lot of stuff onto you, I think that's what you're releasing is others' ideas of what you should do versus what you know. You just learned way too much about yourself in order to allow that to happen anymore. All right, so the Nine of Wands with the Nine of Pentacles. And then we have the Hangman in reverse. Great. So your energy is no longer stuck. In the near future, this frees you up to start exploring what you desire, because the Six of Wands does say it's victory. Yes, you will find something that makes you feel fulfilled, but it's also about the things that you desire in your life. And how are you going to create those yourself? Where are you going to find the things that make you feel like you've accomplished something? Not what somebody else thinks, how you feel about you, regardless of what they think. So if you have the perception that you're not doing as well at work, then you're going to have that reflected back to you. In this case, I think you realize you worked hard and there was just somebody crappy on the other end. And maybe at times you thought you weren't doing enough, and that's why it kept showing up. But when you realize that you are good enough doing exactly what you're doing, then things are going to show up much differently for you. All right, the Nine of Pentacles with the Six of Wands. Let's see what else comes out for you. And then the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So you may have thought that things weren't going in the direction, or you may in the near future, that you truly wanted, but they are. They're just in the works. So if it's not as tangible as you'd like it to be in the near future, remember, this is just for the next couple of weeks, then give it a little bit more time, because it's still a work in progress. You've just overcome a lot of different things. You've had a lot of awarenesses that have really exploded right in front of you, like things that you just can't ignore. And that's when I believe this is going to turn around and you're going to see the changes happening. It's like once we've done it and we figured it all out, we think things are going to immediately change. But they do take some time. It's like you've got to integrate that into this new life that you're going to create. Whether you make a change in your work life or not, or whether you get rid of the relationships, it takes time, because that's a shift, that's a change. It's something that you're releasing, and it can't always be as simple as, okay, I'm cut off and that's it. We need time to process. So I feel like the processing is what's going to be happening in the near future. All right, so let's clear this. And we will get into your person's energy and your energy. So this is amazing because the Six of Wands is what's staying on top as we clear the cards, which means you have so much to look forward to. There's going to be so much progress and self-awareness. And I want to say just pat yourself on the back because what you're going to be feeling in this next year is going to be so different than what you've experienced this year. All right, so what's going on with you and your person? This is for Aries. Okay, so your person's energy, a little stressed out. This is somebody who definitely takes on a lot of other people's stuff. I feel like they have a sense of I have to carry everything. So they're overwhelmed and exhausted. The Page of Cups and then the Five of Pentacles. Now they could have walked away and not be communicating with you right now. So their energy feels like they have a tendency to just kind of break and walk away. It doesn't mean that they don't still have love for you, but right now, if they're going to come back in and apologize, they're going to apologize for being so overwhelmed. I don't feel a tremendous amount of communication. If you're currently with the person, you may need a little bit of time because they're working through those abandonment issues that I talked about in the main reading. So your energy, the Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords in reverse, and then the Wheel of Fortune, there it is in the upright for you, and the Six of Cups in reverse. You may not be wanting to wait around to see what happens in this. I'm going to say part of you is ready for a change and is hoping that things will shift and change within the relationship. But I don't think what we discussed in the main is happening here, which means you don't feel like you have your independent energy outside of your person. Maybe you also pick up on their energy of being stressed out or the things that they're trying to work through, and that could create this for you because you're taking on too much of their stuff. I think there's something that you're holding back from saying. Maybe you're just not ready to speak up. But I think when you do, there's going to be big change. So the overall energy is the Queen of Cups. There's a withdrawal. If you feel a little bit closed off emotionally, it makes sense. I can see why. Especially if they bring a lot of their stuff to you. Now, will they come and apologize? Very possibly. Even if you're in the relationship, sometimes people don't apologize for the things that are going on. I just don't think they're so open to communicating right at this time. They feel a little bit closed off. All right. And as I said with you guys, I already pretty much read this. It just feels like you don't feel yourself. So there's something that needs to be said. If you need to be clear with this person about how you feel, I think it's going to be important. They may not be open to hearing it right now. Pushing back some of the old memories, maybe not wanting to revisit where there was stress or how stressful this made you feel, depending on whether you're with them or this is somebody else from the past. Okay, let's look at the romance angels and then we'll get some advice. This is for Aries. So we have playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. That could be helpful. It usually does help break the ice, especially if you're currently in it and they're just really stressed out. Attraction, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And then it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So you may feel that way. And recognize that, hey, people go through stuff in life. And if this is just not coming together at this moment, it doesn't mean you necessarily give up. I do feel big change, even on your part. So it could end up working itself out. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you are guided to take. Okay. So that's a definite sign that some of you really want this to work out. All right, let's get a little bit of advice. This is for Aries. Okay, so we have the Hierophant, higher level of commitment. Maybe that's what you desire, but it's also about having faith. The Ace of Wands. A lot of movement isn't necessary. I think pulling back a little bit on the fiery type of energy You know, when you get a little frustrated, that fire side of you comes out and it's like, oh, I just want things to shift and change. I think they're asking you to pull back and just have a little bit of faith. And then the Ten of Swords says you're done. You're done repeating any of those old cycles. So I think this person could shift with you. I think they're saying just be done with playing the scenarios over and over in your head and allow yourself to heal from that particular situation. If there was a lot of fighting or arguing and things that didn't seem to work themselves out, give it some time, because I do think things will heal. They want you to have faith that they will heal. All right. Let's get the Lover's Oracle for you. This is for Aries. Okay, that feels right. Twin flames, your passion ignites. So you may feel like that with this person. So you're being triggered quite a bit by their issues. If they have abandonment issues, it could be triggering that for you or vice versa. And then we have criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. That's great advice, because it can be tough sometimes. We do want to, say how we feel about things. That's why I said if you can pull back a little bit of that fiery, passionate energy, it may help. Because if somebody's going through something tough, it can feel personal. But I don't think this is personal. I think this is someone going through their own stuff. And then it says only time will tell. Perfect messages, because that's true. Only time will tell if this is going to go the way that you hope it does. All right, let's get a couple of messages from the wisdom of the Oracle. We have Yang, so there's a balancing of masculine energies that needs to happen here. It's saying one, always put yourself first and try to balance that out the best you can. If it's feeling like there's a lot of masculine, that means two people are probably butting heads a bit, is what I feel. So you may, again, want to pull back just a hair. And then imagine, try to imagine how you want this to be. Create what you want within the relationship and know that both of you can make shifts and changes that will help put things at ease. And then chop wood. This has come out for a lot of the readings, especially all you fire signs. To me, this is about getting out and getting physical, a physical release, meaning go and work out, go and do things that help to release endorphins. So, that's good. It's good to have physical movement in your body, and that helps release some of the stress that you may be experiencing. And then milk and honey, that's about self-care. Now, the significant numbers, the 6th, you could be born on the 6th, or you could be dealing with somebody who's born in the 6th month. 2s also feel to be very specific. 222 could be coming up a lot for you. And then we have 5, no place like home. There's no place like being home within yourself. I don't think this is necessarily talking about a shift or a move. It could be for some of you. That may be what you need to do in order to feel more at peace with yourself. I don't think that has to do with the other person. This is going to be about you. Some of you may have to move for work. That's another message that just came out of nowhere. All right, guys, I hope this helped. Thank you so much for all of your support, your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. Again, if you'd like a personal, that's in the description box below or in my about section. Have an amazing end of your year. I'll hopefully see you before the new year. If not, then happy new year. I hope you guys had an amazing holiday. Love you to pieces, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.